Hi guys, welcome to my channel and thank you for stopping by. As you can clearly see, I'm not in my hobby room today, and that is because we are going to visit another hobby room. Maybe you remember this guy, Erik. He was in one of my early videos, and he came to show some of his built models. He moved out from his apartment. He lives in a house now. He have room for all his models, all his things, and he's invited me up to do a video about his new hobby room. So we are going to visit Erik and check it out. So let's go there and see what he have to offer. And here we are at Erik's new place, and I guess he's in here maybe. Yes, there he is.
Yeah.
There he is. Hi Erik.
Hello.
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Very nice surroundings, I must say.
Yes, it's been hard work. Moving and
it's always hard work.
And getting in place, new place. A lot of work.
But now you have all your model stuff in one room.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, I guess I have it all placed in the same room. Yeah. I have never tried that before, so
it's nice.
Completely new for me.
Yeah.
But this workshop, warehouse, if you want, it's I haven't been doing anything. I haven't been building anything, so it's very new. Everything is kind of new for me because I just got everything placed and still have a lot of things. And then I've experienced that sometimes when you begin to sit in a new workshop, then you think you're organized, but then you find out that it's better to have this placed over here, and then so still maybe in a year from now it will probably look the display will be in part like it will be something else.
It changes along the way.
Yeah.
So that means that we are the first to see your new model room.
Yeah, actually yes. In
what an honor.
In the bigger public, I will say.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you want to give us a little tour?
Yes, I guess the best thing is to start by pointing out what I have on the shelves. Mostly kits. And right now it's kind of organized, but as I said before, maybe in a month I find out that it would probably be better to have kits like this in this way and in this placement, and then it will probably end up in another way.
It's not static.
No, it's not
Sometimes
static.
It changes.
Actually, I saw some of your videos where you actually showed your workshop and how you organized, and it was actually to get some kind of influence from outside. That was the reason why I saw your video.
Okay.
And just to see if there were another way and have a good idea of how to organize your kits. So
some inspiration.
As an inspiration, right. But here we go. I'll just pound out what's in the different parts on the shelves. Some of the placement of the kits are like, it has to be there because there's more room for it. This and there, and then there's some spots where there's actually more room, and this is probably one of the spots that will get other kits placed in the future, because there's all of a sudden some space where you could put in some other kits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's all going on into my head, and hard to explain.
Yeah. But we understand.
Yeah, okay. But if we start over here,
Yeah.
it's mostly some of the custom kits from AMT. Some of them are old, others are reissues, and especially the '63 Ford, the Galaxy. I have during time bought a lot of. I used to have even more,
Yeah.
but I've sold some, parted out.
I remember there was a hobby shop in Copenhagen that
right.
closed, and they had a lot of them, and they sold them for nothing.
Yeah, for nothing. And it was kind of funny because I went to that shop several times, and when I was there, I asked, so how many have you? And they say, oh, we have what you can see on the shelf. Okay, I'll buy what you have on the shelf. And then I left with 3.
Yeah.
And then I came back a month later, and then they had another 3. I was like, well, you told me a month ago that you didn't have any more. I found some more in the cellar. Okay, I'll take those 3. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was so cheap. It was really cheap.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I think I bought one of them at that time. And they also had the 65 Lincoln.
Yeah, that's right. And I also know that's a reissue I have down there.
Yeah.
I believe I had it also from that shop.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, but it doesn't exist any longer.
No.
There's a florist or something there.
Like almost every other hobby shop in Denmark, it's gone.
Yeah. And then there's some other ones that have started up.
Yeah.
But it's mostly on web shops.
Yeah.
But then again, but I do have some more Fords, not that much actually. And it's kind of funny because that's my favorite car brand.
You're a Ford guy.
Yeah, I'm kind of a Ford guy, but I do have a lot of hot rods. We can come back to that later.
Yeah.
And down here I have some Lincolns. Over there. I have a Thunderbird, 72 Thunderbird down there. And over here in the top I have my little Johan collection.
Yeah.
Some of them are for sale.
Okay.
And that's another thing, if there's anyone out there that spots something that they're interested in my collection, and then they can just contact us later on.
Yeah.
And ask if there's anything. But
are the hers for sale also?
No, that's
okay.
No, that's not for sale. That's the only one I have.
Yeah.
So no.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, that's not for sale, unfortunately. Yeah.
And
then I have 49 Mercuries.
Yeah.
And also the wagon. And as you can see down here, I have a collection of the Cruising USA neon sign. From AMT, and that's some years ago. I got one of those kits, and I got I think I think it's a funny artwork on the boxes, and that's the reason why I have all those. And then because of the special decal arc.
The spectral.
That are inside of them.
I remember I had the 70 Impala and the 49 Ford.
Yeah.
Many years ago.
Okay. Yeah.
So and that's actually just been reissued as the fire chief car.
Yeah, and that's the one you just presented recently in one of your videos.
Yeah, I got 2 of the crushed boxes kits. And was quite lucky with
and
those.
It's a funny thing that you told in your video about that it's a 2-door the police car. And that's kind of funny because that's not what you see when you're in the States. As in here in Europe, we do have 4 doors in our police cars. So That's kind of funny.
I actually have a book, or rather, somewhere I have a book. I cannot find it right now. It is
Okay.
my basement
Yeah.
with American police cars from, the first one are actually horse-drawn carriages,
Yeah.
and then up to 90s,
Yeah.
something like that.
Okay.
And there's actually a lot of two-door police cars. Also
Okay.
pickups. There's an El
didn't know that.
Camino, black and white with
Yeah.
emergency light and everything.
But
So
that must be highway cruisers or something.
yeah, I guess. So
Because
yeah,
if they're only there for what it's called to measure the speed,
yeah.
then there's no room, no need to have room for someone at the back seat.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's
So,
true.
yes.
Yeah, and
the
then you
thing
have
is, it's better if you walk down.
Yeah.
Because there's no room for both of us.
yeah, it's a little narrow here, but
Yeah. That's my AMT Tyrone Malone collection.
yeah, you have a lot.
Yeah, I have a lot, and the thing is that I must admit that back in the days in the 80s and still today, Tyrone Malone, he was one of my biggest heroes, and I saw his cars in real life. They went on a tour to Europe several times in the 80s,
Yeah,
and I saw them in, I believe it was in the town Kokkedal,
yeah,
outside
yeah,
Copenhagen, and I just, I was just, wow, what's going on here? So I've been a huge fan since then, and back in the days, I built both the Superboss, the Bandit Bandit, and the Papa Truck, and the Hideout Truck. I built them all.
yeah,
And when I started up with the hobby again, some 25, 30 years ago, I realized that I could actually find those kits again. So I
yeah,
collected them and actually started on the Superboss.
yeah,
And then the word came out that I was looking for them, and people were contacting me and say, "Hey, do you want to purchase the one that I have?" And they were actually quite expensive.
yeah,
And I collected them all, and the one that is most rare in the first editions is the Hideout Truck.
yeah,
We have there, and up here is the reissue,
yeah,
the latest reissue, and I have all these, and as I mentioned before, they were quite expensive.
yeah,
And then all of a sudden, around two, they decide to make the first reissue of in newer time with the Superboss, and they were like testing, is there anyone interested for that? And I was like, okay, all my old kits are going down in value now. They
yeah,
released it was a success. Then they released the Papa Truck, and I said, okay, just if you're not going, it's okay. If you're not doing the Bandit Bandit, it's okay. If you're not doing the Hideout Truck, it's okay. But they did.
Yeah.
So everything went down in value. So
Yeah.
now I have actually put a lot of them for sale, and today I have sold 4 sets today.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so it's going in the right way, because it's especially after I've been moving, I've found out that I do have too much stuff, and I only have one life, and I just can't do it. But
Oh yeah, I
I
guess
I can't reach to build them all. But I have planned to build the reissues,
yeah,
but
yeah,
with new decals, because they it seems like round 2 they have done a new deal with Bandit retreats tires.
oh yeah, yeah,
So the Bandit Bandit that are now just called Custom Drag Truck and not Bandit Bandit, and the Hideout Truck, they don't have the Bandit and not the Papa Truck and not the Superboss, don't have the Papa the the Bandag decals in it.
Yeah,
So I will
yeah.
use some of the old decals, and I will use some aftermarket decals
Yeah, okay.
to get them right.
And then down here you have
Here
little red wagon, I can see.
all that has something to do with competition,
Yeah,
both on the drag strip and race course. I have them in this one and in the next shelf level,
yeah,
just next to you. And this is all that you can compete with on the drag strip. And
yeah. Let's see if I can get a shot here.
yeah. And I also have some NASCARs and even an IndyCar I have.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of goodies on these shelves, I can see that.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
And then you have some...
It's very hard to part out from these kits.
Yeah.
And maybe someday I will begin to sell out from them.
Yeah.
Yes, over there I have mostly US trucks.
Yeah.
And I must say, as you can see, I have. It seems like I have 3 ERTL N10 Volvos.
Yeah.
I don't have.
Ah, okay. That's
one
good
of
because
them-
I only have 2.
The one of them is I have already built.
Ah,
I
yeah,
had
okay.
a mint condition
Yeah.
that are built, and then the 2 other boxes. There's parts. I believe I could make one complete out
okay.
of those parts, but most of it are painted and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it can be rescued.
Yeah, okay.
And over in the far cover, you can't really see it, but those are Italian US trucks as well.
Yeah, the yellow boxes there.
Yeah.
And you have the old Moving On Kenworth also.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you have...
I have Italian cars.
Yeah, Ferraris and
Ferrari,
Lambos.
Yeah.
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 And some Citroen down here.
Yeah, Citroen and one Renault.
And
I
one
believe I
Renault.
have
Yeah.
one there,
Yeah.
And in the corner there, I have British cars, and I have movie cars from movies.
Oh, yeah.
Movies. And then I have some BMW, and I have some kits that I don't really know where to put. They're just placed over there in the dark.
Yeah. They have to be somewhere.
In the top shelf, you can see 2 different editions of the DeLorean from Back to the Future on the top shelf.
Oh yeah, over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those are actually not mine, they are my son, but he has stopped making models.
He don't build anymore.
No, so I just keep them for him.
Yeah. Yes, and...
Yeah, that's kind of a junkyard I have on the top shelf here.
Yeah, okay.
Some of the bodies here are resin casts that I don't have a box for, and some of them I have put on some putty, and others are in primer, and I began to do different things. And those bodies here are bodies that I have stripped paint off, and then they never got any longer to this. And I have in this 41 Ford, I have a 41 Ford business coupe in real life. And someday I will probably take the front from this and then take a 40 Ford business or ordinary coupe and mix it together to get a 41 Ford business coupe as the one I have in real life.
Yeah.
Over here is Jimmy Flintstone Catzilla. This is the body that the car that the CC Top got built. It's called the Catzilla. And I believe this is Jimmy Flintstone that have cast this. And it's actually very accurate. Apart from the front fender, I believe it should be longer. The doors are right, the back fenders are right, the roof is kind of right, but just believe that this has to be longer.
Yeah, okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
And then you have...
Yeah, down here in the dark, I have different items to put into diorama.
Yeah.
I have a lot of figures here.
Yeah, yeah, I can see.
And I even have a lot more figures down in boxes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Over here, it's mostly diorama parts for doing mechanical workshops and so.
Yeah.
And here I have a set. I haven't really seen it out there. It has nothing to do with cars, but actually have something to do with my work because I work with music as a technician. And this is a drum kit.
Yeah.
As a drum kit.
Yeah, drum kit. Yeah.
Quite
That's
funny.
cool.
And the drums, the toms, and so they are transparent red.
That's cool.
Yeah. The only thing that are not really cool inside is the cymbals. They are made of thick plastic, but I think it's kind of easy to make some cymbals out of some brass or something like that.
Yeah.
So one day I will build it.
Yeah.
I just think it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it is.
And
it is.
It was a kit I got for free.
Yeah.
From a friend of mine.
That's cheap.
Yeah, that's very cheap. It's just like food. My favorite food is free food.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Over here we have a little collection of Hemi cars, Mopar cars.
Yeah.
I don't have that much actually. Some Studebakers, Plymouth Hudson.
Yeah.
And Auburn. Plymouth Prowler. I don't know why there's a Toyota there, but it is.
That's the coolest four-wheel drive car, I think.
Yeah, it is really cool.
At least non-American.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm also into Land Rovers.
Yeah.
Have some friends that drive Land Rovers and Range Rovers also.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
over here, it's mostly GM, General Motors.
Yeah.
Pontiac, different Pontiacs in up here in the top and continuing down here, and a bunch of Buicks.
Yeah.
And then the Chevys start out down here with Nova and Chevelles.
Yeah.
Impalas continues down here.
Oh, that one we like.
Yeah. And actually, it's not inside. It's just the box.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have some Shizooms, I can see.
Yes, that's right.
But you actually saw the real one.
Yeah, I saw a real one in. I visit back in the days when Bud Connington was still alive and was active with his shop in Costa Mesa, California.
Yeah.
I visited the showroom and their workshop, and this one was standing amongst other Bud Connington builds, standing inside the shop.
Yeah.
Quite funny to see
That's
in
cool.
real life.
Yeah.
Yes, I do have more of those testers kits from Bud Connington. I will show you.
Yeah.
Later.
Okay.
And over here I have mostly Bel Airs.
Yeah.
Fleetline 51, Nomads.
Yeah.
And, at the very bottom I have Corvettes and some Cadillacs.
It's a lot of nice kits here. Yeah.
Those monogram at the bottom, the Impalas and the Cadillac and so on, those I will never sell because they're really cool kits.
Yeah.
Up here I have started the London bus.
Yeah.
A very long-term project. I have painted and primed most of the parts.
Yeah.
but still.
It's a big project.
It's a very big problem in
Yeah.
many ways, and I actually got the whole chassis and the bottom floor, the first what's it called, the first floor, if you could put it like that. It's
ground level.
Yeah, it's actually ready to put in the seats.
Oh, okay.
So and I did something that I probably shouldn't have done, and that was that I found from a company in Czechoslovakia. They do a lot of what's it called, photo etch parts, and they have done not one but 3 packages with photo etch parts for this.
Okay.
And they are just excellent. So when I began planning to build this London Bosch, I was like, I have to have those parts.
Yeah.
So that doesn't do the build easier.
No, even bigger project.
Yeah, it gets more complicated. But I've read of some books about the bosses. I have seen a lot of videos, and I actually been to London and seen them for real life.
Yeah.
And they are still on 2 lines in London. The old bosses are still running.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be cool when it's finished.
Yeah.
But it's a big.
It's a big project.
Yeah.
But it's a nice kit, though.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Yeah, I have. As you also have the Granite Trail up there, the six axle.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
And
I'm planning to either have the Mack Cruise Liner or the white Freightliner to be in front of it.
Yeah, it's a cool kit.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And here I have different Corvettes.
Yeah.
What kind of years?
And he also
back I believe it was 10 years ago. I actually planned I will purchase a Corvette from each year.
Yeah.
But
it's a big job.
It's a big job.
Yeah.
And up here, some trailers, truck trailers.
Yeah.
And, aftermarket parts to trucks and trailers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you have the Corvette Grand Sport.
Yeah.
The white one.
Yeah, and it's a funny story about this kit because I had that one and another one from the same series.
Yeah.
And I sold them. And then I saw one built at a show.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, I really have to have it again. So I found this one. So it's really nice and very detailed kit.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
And over there in the corner over here, I have different kits that there's some airplanes, there's some military, and there's 3 sets of San Francisco cable cars. There's 2 cable cars in each of those boxes. They're not scale 187. They're more likely 1/43 or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I have some HO kits.
Yeah.
187 scale.
Yeah.
They're very small.
Yeah, they are.
And down here I have my collection of the choppers that you also have.
Yeah.
And Tom Taylor.
Yeah. And then you have the truck accessories.
Yes,
I can see.
Right. Yeah.
And more trucks.
Yeah, we get back to that on the other side. Here I have something that actually, as I know, beginning to be rare, and those are Galaxy fifth wheel trailers.
Yeah.
I have one tag-along trailer, and those are most common 38 feet.
Yeah.
That's the most common of them.
Yeah.
I have this one up here is open. That's because it's an ongoing project.
Yeah.
And those are all Americans know them, but we don't see them as often in Europe.
No.
Though they are often mounted on a dually pickup truck.
Yeah.
From either Dodge or Chevrolet or Ford.
Yeah.
And that's very common in the States, but you don't see that often here in Europe.
No.
And this is a 44 feet.
Yeah.
And they're very rare. And also I have one of them are a tag-along trailer.
Yeah.
With 2 axles.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they still doing them Galaxy, but
I don't think so. You don't see them very often.
Yeah, but I'm treasuring them.
Yeah, I can understand. Yeah.
Up here you can't really see it, but it's a lot of resin bodies. There's a lot of. You can see here I wrote what's inside this. It's all from 36 Ford Roadster to 32 Ford Altrad body and there's a lot of. There's probably 10 bodies inside this box. Yeah, and some of the resin bodies is just ridiculous. Just look at this one. This is the Dodge van done as a 6-wheeler. Yeah, totally. Yeah. And the body is so light, so you can see how it's flexing. Yeah. And it's just like ridiculous. I just bought this for fun.
Yeah. It's special. Let's say that
it has. You can put an outside spare wheel on it here, like a Continental kit.
That doesn't make it any nicer. I
think. No.
Yeah.
And down here I have some aftermarket parts, different wheels and stuff. I have a logger over here. I can show you later on. I have a lot of more aftermarket parts.
Yeah.
When I was the other day, I was unpacking some boxes, moving boxes. Then some of the things that I hadn't seen for many years. Yeah. So some of the things I unpacked from the boxes, I had totally forgot that I had.
Yeah.
And one of the things was this one. Really funny thing. This is Revell interior styling kit, and those are like vinyl.
Cool.
You can't really see it on camera, but this is just a carpet. The black one over here is just a carpet. The other ones, if you're not looking at the chrome card, it's a vinyl, and there's also a white vinyl sheet inside. And probably you can do a full interior with one sheet, but you really have to take care of how you cut it. Yeah, because it does have. It's probably hard to see on camera, but it actually have some texture to it.
Yeah, okay.
And I found, I was packing out. I also found this one, which is also an old accessory kit, custom accessory kit. And also from Revell, this accessory kit.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah. And this one is from Aurora. And it has been in the sun, but it is still usable.
Yeah.
I have actually picked out some of the parts from it and used on a custom. And yes, down here we have my Porsche collection and some water-cooled Volkswagen. Yes, and some years ago I bought a couple of 356 Porsches from a collection from one of my very good friend, Michael Berg, that just recently, last week, unfortunately died. But it's a good thing to have some of his stuff laying around.
Yeah.
And over here I have air-cooled Volkswagens. My very first car was a Volkswagen, and in my whole life, Volkswagens have been a big part of my automotive hobby, and I still have air-cooled Volkswagens.
Yeah.
In real life, yeah. And as
you
you can see, I really love the T1s from Hasegava.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Revell started out with the T2. Also have it in camper.
Yeah. I'm still hoping they will release a T2 pickup.
Yes, that would be a really good thing, and it is quite easy to transfer this to a panel. So
Yeah.
But you're right. But I would love if they did early bay, pre 74 T2s with the early bay front with the blinkers at the bottom and the old style bumpers.
Yeah.
And it's also have another grill. That would, as I found in, I believe it's in Germany, there's a guy that are doing the early bay bodies for this kit.
I have to admit that I think my favorite of the Volkswagens is the T2 pickup.
Yeah.
I really like that one.
Yeah.
But they're all nice.
Yeah. And I also have this one in as a camper, Westphalia camper, but it's over here in a drawer. T3s. I have some resin roofs that can transform the Westphalia edition to a Boss edition like this one. Don't see that often. And I have a high roof resin roof as well, so you can make a high roof.
Yeah.
So future plans.
Yes.
Over here I have all my mostly of my resin bodies and aftermarket parts, and also a lot of 3D printed parts and aftermarket parts.
Yeah.
Rims and bodies and interior stuff, and I even got. It's hard to see. I must admit I had actually planned that I would write on the boxes what were inside, but I haven't reached to that just yet. But someday will. I also have trucks, and I have what it's called a dumper and stuff like that, trailers and lots of stuff.
That's a sentence you often hear from a modeler. One day I will.
Yeah. One day I will. Yeah. Around here, maybe you should walk.
Yep.
Here I have pickups.
Yeah.
Different Chevys, Ford, some Dodge down here as well. Dualies, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So, and that's not really in order, some special order, but it will be organized somehow someday.
One day I will.
One day I will. Oh, here I have Wayne's.
Yep.
And this Grand Karen is actually the donor for that silly body I showed earlier. The one with the 6 wheel.
Yeah.
This is a donor for that.
Okay. And you actually have another 6-wheel van?
No, I only have one.
No.
Maybe you saw it before. I only have this one, and it's an ongoing project.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have the Honda decks like moped, motorbike in the back.
Yeah.
But the thing with this one is that I'm not sure if you saw it before. The body is over here. I actually have built it. I painted it. I put on some decals, not the ones on the box, but some others. And then I got it all gone. And I was about to put it together, assemble it. I decided that I will do something else. I took it all apart again, stripped all the paint, and then I has planned to take another Ford Econoline body and do it longer,
Yeah.
and then do a 6-wheel van instead
Yeah.
with a long body, and still have the extensions on the fenders and stuff. And then I will make a more 80 custom van, especially in Scandinavia and in Sweden. They did a lot of 6-wheel transformations of the US vans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has some monster trucks there. Good old Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Down here, SUV likes different. This is actually a diecast set. It is built. It's inside. It is built.
Yeah.
Funny. It's 1:24, so it's quite big.
Yeah.
It's a double cabin, dually.
Okay.
Very big.
Yeah.
And this international, don't see that often.
No, that's true. And this one, I did you buy this for me at one point?
Probably.
Yeah, I had that one, but I sold it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And then some more pickups and
some vans down
vans,
here. Japanese pickups.
Yeah.
Really cool sets, those. I have built 2 of those.
Yeah.
This is a high ace van.
Yeah.
Astro van.
Yeah. Yeah. And then here.
Yeah. Mostly European Italian trucks, some Revell also.
Yeah.
And in this department, there will be some selling stuff going on.
Okay.
I have to part out some of this.
Yeah.
And over there you see the box from the London bus.
Yeah. It's
and
big.
I have 2 neoplanes
the
down
city
there.
liner,
First I got a kit that was actually started.
Yeah.
And then I met at the Rødovre show.
The hobby fair there. Yeah.
I met a German that had a complete set. Just had to have.
Yeah.
El Caminos, different years. El Caminos.
Yeah.
One Pontiac.
Yeah.
Although still.
And this one has some of the nicest Cragar SS, in my opinion.
Yeah. I have probably parted out those Cragars to something else. To something else project. Yeah.
Yeah.
Down here I have some built models that will be in a display in the future, but not yet. This is a resin cast, 49 Mercury, with a Jimmy Flintstone body.
And you have the Royal Rail
show
rod.
Yeah, and that's also gonna meet some renovation in the future.
Yeah.
This body
nice
with what is called funny car. The body is painted by our good friend in Sweden, Roger Norhagen.
Oh yeah.
He wanted to experiment with some new techniques. Back then, and then he experimented on this body because he was like, okay, if something goes wrong, I can just throw it out or something. But it went out very good, but he never built it, and he asked me, do you want it? Then you can build it, and I built it. So, but it's not my paint, it's Roger Norhagen from Sweden that has done this. Actually, he's from Norway, but moved to Sweden many years ago. This El Camino is built, inspired by the Swedish car in real life. It has the same paint scheme. And sort of the same way it's built. This Cadillac over there that actually is very common and very ordinary. This is actually car that I have won a first prize over Johan at a car show.
Oh.
With this one.
That's big. Yeah.
Yeah, and look at it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it received more votes than Johan,
Yeah.
but there you have it.
Yeah.
Down here I have boats, different race boats, wood boats, and the combination sets from Revel.
Yeah.
With gun fishing, Chevrolet.
Oops.
And the base buster down there.
Sometimes the dongle here, sometimes it has its own life. So suddenly the telephone just, the camera just, Okay. Yeah. Yes.
And over here, more combination kits.
Yeah.
Some anniversary kit and kit with more pickups in and hot rods, more trucks.
Yeah. And then you have
some more trailers down there, yeah.
Yeah.
And even more trucks down there. A fire engine also.
And a couple of kids that need some tender loving care.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't we all?
And over there's my show rods.
Yeah. And you have the ice cycle busted.
It's for sale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
And like you, I really like show rods.
Yeah.
It's just can't really explain what it is, but it's just I really like it.
They're just cool. Yeah, you have a lot. Oh, you have also the Monza, the Peanut One.
I'm pretty sure that I've bought it from you.
Nope.
No. Okay.
I have two, but I never sold one. I have one built and one mint in box.
Yeah, okay. This is also mint, but if I've not bought it from you, then it must be from Sweden.
Yeah.
Up here is it's just two cardboard boxes up there.
Up here,
there's nothing to film, but inside them is a very sad story, and it was in 2009 there were a big flood in Copenhagen. I believe it was in whole Denmark. There was this flood, a really serious flood, and at that time, me and my former wife, we had a big cellar where we had all our stuff, and I had all my models, and they got some of the kids were influenced by this flood, and it took days before we could even go to the cellar and look at it. And the first thing I saw when I looked through a window was that I could see decals swimming.
Oh, yeah.
So many of the kids you couldn't rescue, but some of them I just took all that I could find and actually took them inside a shower. All the parts, took them in, all the boxes and stuff like that were thrown out.
Yeah.
Put them inside a shower and took a shower with all the parts on trees and bodies and stuff like that. And after that, dried it out and wiped it off and put down those two boxes.
Yeah.
So they're up there. And there's a lot of gold in there.
Yeah.
But they're all mixed together.
Yeah.
So you have to know about the kit before you know this tree goes to that model and so on.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Some Bullfords, 40, 39.
Yeah.
36, 37. The 39 Chevy over there.
Yeah.
And T-Fords.
Yeah.
And 41 wheelies. The one that you don't like, the 41 Plymouth.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's not my favorite, but it's okay.
Yeah.
But not my favorite. Yeah, that's true.
48 Ford. I have a lot of 48 Fords.
Yeah. It's like Matthew from Model Car Videos.
Yeah.
I think it's his favorite kid.
Yeah. And then the A Fords.
Yeah.
And more T Fords down there.
Yeah.
And one of my all-time favorite that I also have built in two different versions is the Tweety Pie down there.
Yeah.
From I have a thing, not have a personal thing, but there's something about Ed Roth that are not here anymore. that builder. He was insane, and I just love the builds that he have done and all the artwork that he have done.
Yeah.
More A Fords, 32 Ford and the 33 Ford, the Eliminator. It's an ongoing project. Phaetons, Orange Crate. I started up, but it's very difficult set to do. I think.
I heard that. I never built it, but I heard it.
But I started up. I have the chassis done. I have most of the body done, and well, it's just kind of got stuck there.
Yeah.
Then down here, I have some more T-Fords and some even more 48 Fords down there. And then there's 116 pickup with a flathead.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's it could be 28, 29, maybe 30.
Yeah.
And as I know, the 32 Ford pickup also had the same ornament at the front as the earlier Ford.
Yeah.
So it could be a 32 Ford pickup with a flathead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No. But it's 1/16 scale, and that's not common.
No.
Yeah.
And
then we have paints. We ought to have paints, and I believe we talked about that in earlier videos. That I mostly use Tamiya.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. And then for primer, I use maybe the cheapest primer you can get in Denmark.
Yeah.
Colorworks, but it's actually a Motip. It stands right there. It's a Motip product. It's really good primer.
Yeah.
But when I do light colors, I use Tamiya Surface primer, the white one.
Yeah. So
when I'm doing a white or yellow, I use this because then you have as I've told and also experienced, is that if you're trying to paint a light color on a darker background, it kind of get influenced by it.
Yeah.
Up true. Here I have something that you can't get anymore. Here in Europe, it's Model Master Testers paints on rattle cans. It's not allowed to take in to Europe from the States anymore. But all of those are actually very old. Some of them are still sealed. This is from the Boyd Coddington paint schemes. I have a lot of different colors, and I don't know what shape they are in.
No.
At one point, I will probably.
But thank you to the European Union for that.
Yes, we have a lot of. Yeah, it's kind of an irony, but it's city rules we have to deal with.
Yeah.
Sometimes in the EU, but that's how it is.
Yeah.
Well, over here I have this logger, and it's not really organized just yet, but it will be one day. But this is all from tools, some paints, some adhesive, lots of stuff that I'm using, and then there's a lot of aftermarket parts. For instance, this basket that are full with. This is the company Highlight Model Studio that do photo etch parts mostly for Volkswagens, and as you can see, I'm a customer from them. And over here I have all these different from replicas and miniatures, different packages, both for flatheads and some custom parts. And this is a paint stencil. Loads of different parts just in this basket, and there's another one there, and we could continue with that. Down here I have ongoing projects going on. So this is in different, what should we say, states of a build. As have a Mustang Fastback here.
Oh yeah.
It's partly there's something gone wrong with the decals, and I had to look after that. Started out with the 48 Ford from Greece, the motion picture Greece. Started out with that. Still a lot of things to do with this. And over here I have a Corvette 60 gasser that are going on. And down here we have an Infinity that needs some tender love and care.
Yeah.
But it's not that much. Different stuff.
Yeah. Lots of
Yes.
nice stuff. Yeah.
And over here is one of my display cases. This was actually a display. This is the only one I got with no lights in it. So you have to live with there's no light in. This display case was the only one I got in my old apartment.
Yeah.
So this was the only display I had in my apartment because I wanted to part my living from my hobby.
Yeah.
Because in the old days I had to have my I was forced to build in my living room.
Yeah.
It's not. I know that there's a lot of guys out there that need to do that. But I don't want it to be building like that. And as you can see, I have a big heart for T1s.
Yeah.
And I believe we have talked about some of them in an earlier video.
Yeah,
the one I have built since then was this T1 pickup.
Yeah.
That have I think you also did that recently. The 39 Chevrolet what's called headlight. Yeah. You did it on another model. 37 Ford.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah. This was an item that you could actually get for Volkswagen back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is Donald Duck.
Yeah.
But in Danish it's Anders And.
Anders And, as it says on the...
Yeah.
And And means duck.
Yes.
Yeah.
And somehow Donald turns into Anders in Denmark.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But, yeah.